When he arrived at work one morning, Fred noticed that Ravi, a supply chain specialist at the office, was looking very worried. When Fred asked what was wrong, Ravi said that while reviewing some supplier records, he had overheard the boss talking on the phone. She had said, "Nobody will know the contract's going to my uncle." Ravi knew that if the boss failed to declare this conflict of interest, it could amount to misconduct and it could impact FAO's reputation negatively. But he was worried that if he told anyone, he might get fired. Fred agreed that the situation was very concerning, but he reminded Ravi about the FAO Whistleblower Protection Policy and encouraged him to put on his Speak Up hat and report what he'd heard to the Office of the Inspector General, or OIG. So Ravi sent a report to OIG. 2 months later, Ravi was surprised to discover that his contract had been unexpectedly terminated due to poor performance. Is this a legitimate case of poor performance or retaliation for Ravi's complaint? When Fred found out about Ravi's contract termination, he put on his ethical hat and encouraged Ravi to seek advice from the FAO ethics team regarding protection against retaliation by emailing the FAO ethics office. Shortly afterwards, Maya from the ethics office called Ravi and invited him to join her for a meeting, where they discussed what had happened. Maya assured Ravi that he had done the right thing by contacting the ethics office. She said they would review all the relevant information to determine if Ravi was a victim of retaliation. She also said that, with Ravi's consent, they would be able to implement interim protective measures while the matter was under review. This included a temporary extension of his contract. The ethics team then launched a prima facie review. After carefully reviewing all the available information, Maya found that Ravi had reported alleged misconduct and therefore engaged in a protected activity. She also found that there was no apparent valid reason for the early termination of Ravi's contract, so Ravi's contract was temporarily renewed while the prima facie review took place. Additionally, Maya discovered that the boss had been formally notified about the misconduct complaint against her. Maya considered that this could indicate a causal connection between the reporting and the alleged retaliation, and that there was therefore likely a prima facie case of retaliation. She referred her findings to OIG for further investigation. Upon receipt of the ethics office referral of a prima facie case of retaliation, OIG opened an investigation into the allegation in accordance with the FAO investigation guidelines. Ravi's contract was temporarily extended again, pending the completion of OIG's investigation. If OIG's investigation finds that the boss cannot provide a clear and convincing reason for terminating Ravi's contract independent of his complaints against her, it will conclude retaliation occurred in its report to the Director General, who may impose administrative sanctions, including potential disciplinary ones, and may reinstate Ravi's contract. In addition, if OIG opens another investigation and finds that the boss awarded contracts to family members, she may also face administrative sanctions, including potential disciplinary ones. And while the situation has been stressful for Ravi, he is happy to have done the right thing and thankful that the measures for protection against retaliation are being applied in his case. Remember, to be protected against retaliation, you must have engaged in a protected activity. A protected activity means you have reported possible misconduct to OIG or cooperated with an oversight activity.